Pastor Dave, what do you think?
Gosh, Kitty, I'm impressed. I can't remember the last time a God's Magic Circle fundraiser looked so gosh darn wonderful. Hi, gang.
Hi, Pastor Dave.
Say, God's Magic Circle. That sounds like an Eric Clapton song, doesn't it, kids?
Yes, Pastor Dave.
Rock on, kids.
Rock on, Pastor Dave.
Hello, Bethany Church and Area 51. I'm Pastor Dave, and I am not in my office. Today, I'm in the courtroom, and I'm pronouncing judgment. That's right, I am the judge. There's no appeal on the docket today. But wait, there's nobody in the courtroom. So who's being judged? Well, today, I'm doing some self-searching, and it's good and important to do some self-diagnostic. Throughout the Bible, we see many heroes of Scripture doing this and searching their own souls and making sure that they're on the right path. King David was famous for this. There was a lot of times where he went back and thought about what had happened to make sure he was doing things correctly, even though we all know he didn't always do things perfectly, and only God does things perfectly. But what do we do when we have conflict? Do we automatically take it to a court, or do we take it to another believer? What's a good way to handle it? This last week, we saw a little bit of conflict when a text message went out and a person from outside of the group started antagonizing, and then there was a little bit of spiteful infighting that went on as well. Well, this week's verse is going to be from Matthew 18, verses 15 through 17, and it talks about what to do with the sinner, but it also applies for conflict resolution. Here it says, if your brother or sister sins, go point out their fault just between the two of you. So you take them aside. You talk to them in private. If they listen to you, you have won them over. If they will not listen, take one or two along with you so that every matter may be established by testimony of 2 or 3 witnesses. That's important. You take a couple people with you, and it's a counsel. It's not a let's gang up on somebody. It's to make sure that you're correct. And it's also to make sure that the situation is handled properly. If they still refuse to listen, it says, then tell it to the church. So then, if that doesn't work, then you go to the higher-ups. The ultimate authority is God and the church. And it says, and then if they still refuse to listen to even the church, then you should treat them like a pagan or a tax collector. So if you get in a conflict, the first thing you should do before it gets too heated is take that person aside one-on-one and talk to them. I've used this many times in careers of mine. Instead of going right to the bosses, I'll wait till there's a good time to talk to the person about something that happened and pull them aside and do it privately. Then if that doesn't work, then a couple people will go to that person together as a sort of counsel, as a group to help get the situations resolved. And then if that doesn't work, you take it to the church. Because in 1 Corinthians 10, verse 24, it talks about, let no one seek his own good, but that of his neighbor. We're there for each other. We're supposed to be a community. We're supposed to be a brother and sisterhood. We're a family. And yeah, sometimes they're fighting in the family, but we need to handle it properly. So that way, we can all remain in the family. It's like it talks about in 1 Peter 3:15. It's the famous apologetic verse. Apologetics is giving the reasons for one's belief. It says, always be prepared to give the reasons for one's belief, but do it with gentleness and respect. If we're supposed to look at somebody from the outside with gentleness and respect, how then should we treat a brother or sister who we have a disagreement with? We're all made in the image of God. We should treat each other as such. And before you get the idea to tease somebody else or make fun of them, put yourself in their shoes and make sure you're doing it the correct way, out of love. You're not bringing the person down. You can joke with people, that's fine, but know when to say when. And if you're the person that feels attacked, know how to deal with it properly. Take the person aside. Don't make a public spectacle of it. That doesn't work. You take 2 or 3 with you. You approach the person one-on-one, so that way you can resolve the issue properly. That's it for today. I hope everybody has a great week. I will talk to everybody soon. God bless you.